it's Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona on a chilly January morning, January 22nd, 2023. It's in the mid-40s if it's that much right now, but I didn't want to wait all day to go, so I'm out on the Sportster today. Haven't had her out for a while. The battery died on me and I had to get another battery yesterday and did all that, and so now I'm out for a ride today. I've been wanting to ride it for the last while, actually. You know, I've got 3 bikes, so it's not like I'm deprived or anything, but you know, you want what you want. So here we are today on the Sportster. So she's running good now that she's got a fresh battery in it, got some spark to it. So this week, beginning of the week, I hit 1,000 subscribers, and probably Charlie celebrated a little bit too soon because YouTube doing what they do, they review from now and then, and they get rid of bots and subscribers that, I don't know, if you do a channel, you know what I'm talking about. You get these subscribers that don't really have anything in common with what you're putting out there, so you know they're going to drop off. So I was at 1,000 for about 3 days, and I got signed up for all the monetization stuff, and now it's dropped back down, and it's frustrating, and everybody that's gone through this knows that happens. And so I'm trying to get back up to 1,000 again, and maybe get a few pennies coming to me, you know, once you know, it gets up over 1,000 and stays there. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, give it a shot. Give it a shot. It doesn't cost you anything. You know, it's going to be great. You can put notifications if not, you know, if you're not the kind of person that subscribes, you know, do it anyway. It ain't going to hurt you. So I appreciate that, and I'm just going to kind of let it go at that. I really want to get to that 1,000. To me, that's a massive milestone. So if you haven't and you're on the fence, well, step to one side and do it. I'd appreciate it. And I keep the content coming. That said, last weekend I was not feeling well, and I did not get a video out. The weather was okay, not great. But I just didn't get out. I did a little tinkering on the bikes, things of that nature, but I didn't really get much. I didn't get anything out. I had some canned video I was going to put out, but I didn't really want to do it that way. I prefer everything to be fresh. So here we are, creating fresh today. So it's been a minute or two since I've been on the Sportster, and she feels so small compared to my Heritage, you know, and just feels light and kind of a, I don't know what you call flickery or flickable, you know, that's what they call over on the motorcycle journalists like to call. This is by no means a super light bike, but it is a lot lighter than my Heritage and some of the other bikes that I've had. The Triumph is lighter than this, so the Triumph feels different. It really does. The Sportsters are a little top heavy, and I probably made it more so by putting the taller shocks on it, but the stock shocks that were on here were just awful. I mean, they only had about 1.5 inches of travel to start with, and then with my substantial ass sitting on the seat, it took up probably half of that. So, oh boy. They got a freeway closure here, so traffic is getting shitty ahead. Just got to watch this stretch of freeway. People are stupid. So, anyway, just paying attention. But as I was saying, the shocks were awful when I changed them to some progressives, which work really good. And I really need to do something with this front end, because when you get good shocks, you realize just how bad your front suspension is. So I'm thinking springs, maybe some heavier weight oil, or just some better quality oil than what's in there, the standard fish oil or whatever it is they put in there, just to get this front end working a little better. I would love to have the old fully adjustable suspension they had on the 1200S like I had back in the 90s. Well, I overshifted down. That's what happens when you don't ride particular one for a while. So anyway, yeah, suspension work is probably in the future for this bike. I would like to go with a 2-in-1 on it here at some point, but that's a chunk of money, and I'm just right now, having started a new job and everything, just going to be a little more careful with my money for a little while till I get everything figured out. So the new job, by the way, is going really well, and I'm getting the hang of it. I've been there just 1 day short of 3 weeks now, so it's starting to get the hang of it, and they're giving me more responsibility, and which I knew was coming, but they'd give me a couple weeks to get that together. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So much different commute. The commute is about twice as far as what I had before, so it takes me longer. I have to get up earlier in the morning, which I'm not really a morning guy, except in the summer when it's hot out here and I want to go for a ride. In the winter, I just like to take it a little bit later. Like today, it's about 10:30, and it is just not going to warm up much today. It's going to be in the high 50s later in the afternoon, and that's all it's going to do. So, like I said, right now it's probably in the low to mid 40s. Not too bad. My jacket's keeping me warm, and you definitely know it's cooler. I got all the vents closed on my helmet. Yeah, there's no air running through it right now, so that helps too. So, hope y'all are doing well, and been able to get out. If you haven't get out, you getting working on your projects and whatever. That's always fun. If you can't ride, you might as well work on them, right over, change them around, new paint, you know, different accessories, whatever. When I lived in Denver many years ago, they always had a big bike show at the rodeo arena, or the stock show arena up in downtown Denver, and that was in February. That was always a good time, and most of the time it's cold as hell in Denver in February, but there was a few hardy souls that always rode. There's some people out today, so, braving the cool. But that was something to do in the winter. It was the biggest swap meet I'd ever been to in my life. It literally was the size of a Kmart inside. Remember Kmart's? And it just tons of stuff. Just tons of stuff. I ended up buying a few pieces. As it turned out, I ended up buying the wrong pieces. But you know, that goes. It happens. You know, you gotta do your homework. And I had an FXR at the time, and the front end was shot. And I mean, all the chrome was coming off the tubes, and it leaked. It wouldn't seal. So I bought what I thought was the right forks for it. They ended up being forks from a 883 Hugger, which were way too short. So much for that. That didn't work. I ended up using the lower legs, kind of parting it out, so it allowed me at least to hold seals for a little while, but in the end I ended up having to change the front end to something else. So, but that was old days, so live and learn. Yeah, I got to look at some of the 23 Harleys here this week, and there's not much change this year. The biggest change is the Breakout model is back, and it's got the big tank on, the 5-gallon tank on it again. It looks really good. I always liked that bike. It is a little bit too stretched out for my short arms and legs, but I always liked the styling of it, and they did a real nice job on it. And the bikes with the 120th anniversary paint on them look really good. The paint, there's some bright colors this year, and that has created some controversy. You know, but my feel towards that is, if you don't want a bright yellow bike, then don't buy a bright yellow bike. You know, there's a bright orange model, and the baggers look really good, and then there's a gold color that's it's called Prospect Gold, and it is really a cool color. Oddly enough, it looks great on the baggers and doesn't look so great on the Heritage that I saw. The Heritage has gone back to back to spoke wheels only, I believe, which I think is a better look for that bike. I understand they use the mag wheels in 2021 or 2022 because they were having a hard time with supply chain getting enough spoke wheels to go around. My 22 does have the spoke wheels. I particularly wanted that. I didn't really think the mags looked right on the Heritage, but some people may disagree, you know. But that's the biggest change. And then the Sportster and the Sportster S and the Sportster Nightster, since the dinosaur I'm riding now is officially extinct as a new motorcycle. So she's, you know, that's kind of why I bought her. I knew they were going away, and I just wanted to have another one before I checked out of the planet. So, but the new Sportster, they got the new Nightster Special, and that is a really cool looking bike, and it's got a lot of tech things on it for people who like such things, and cool wheels, really cool wheels. And it's got the TFT, or not the TFT, but the digital dash instrument pod that the 1250S has on it. And it has now it has the 3 ride modes that are CAN package, but it also has 2 programmable, so you can change things around, you know, modify the ABS and the traction control and all that happy stuff if you're in a mind to. Myself, I'd probably get it all out of whack and just go back to the CAN packages, but it remains to be seen if people are going to accept that bike as a Sportster. Harley has always sold the hell out of Sportsters, and it was a nice entry point. It's not so much an entry point anymore. If you describe anything as an entry point, it would probably be the Softail Standard, which people thought wasn't going to come back, but it is back. And so that's your entry point. Guy's moving right along. Another thing that happened this year is that they discontinued the standard Road King, which the peasants are going to be out there with pitchforks and torches on that one, I think. The special is still there, but my feeling is they're going to come out with a special anniversary model sometime later in the year. I think it's just too popular a bike to be gone for long, you know, like they did with the Road King, or not the Road King, but the Road Glide in 2015. They didn't make it that year, and then they came back with a whole new redesign. So I just get the feeling that the Road King Standard will be back with maybe a little different, if not styling, a little different trim maybe. It's just too popular of a bike for them to keep out of the lineup. People love those things. The Special is nice. They got a Road Glide 3 trike with the fixed fairing on it and everything. It looks like kind of a combination of the Freewheeler and the Road King. If you're into trikes, I think a lot of people will like that. And then they did a blackout treatment on the Freewheeler, which really makes it look cool. I mean, I'm not ready for that. Not sure I'll ever be ready for that, but yeah, there's a lot of them out there. I see a lot of them on the highway, and I guess it lets people ride that otherwise we're not able to. So, you know, that's cool. So that's pretty much the 2023 Harley lineup. Is prices are higher like everything else, and yeah, it's just people are all worked up about the colors. I'm thinking, God, you know, don't you have anything else to do, really? You know, it's a manufacturer. They're trying to make money. They're doing what the customers are asking for. And to be fair, Harley paint has always been second to none. So, you know, that's really cool that they're doing what people want, and you're always going to piss some people off. And you know, there's people out there that never got over the deletion of the kickstart. So yeah, so enjoy your 1975 motorcycle. I'm sure you're having a good time on it. But I have not had a kickstart motorcycle since 2001. So, and when I got rid of the shovel head that I had. So Anyway, this is Randy T-Bird out here on a chilly Sunday morning, and I do mean chilly because the farther I get out of town, the cooler it gets here. So I'm just going to kind of maybe back off the speed a little bit, and this definitely, I don't have my fairing on the Heritage to keep the wind off my hands today, so I'm definitely feeling that. I've got heavier gloves on, but still chilly. And but you know, we got no rain, and it's looking pretty good. There's a little haze in the air today because people probably burning fireplaces, and hasn't been warm enough to get an inversion, so it's only been in the 50s all weekend, and actually all week. So next week, they're saying Tuesday is supposed to get down around freezing here, and you know, us desert dwellers will probably break into pieces. So anyway, well, this is Randy T-Bird out here bringing video to you from the desert southwest, and again pushing that 1,000. Got there and slipped back a little bit due to probably bots and whatever. If you haven't subscribed, just do me a solid and do that. I appreciate it. And I got a plan here to try and drag some more subscribers in. And no, this is not going to, I'm not buying you a new Cadillac or anything like that. But if you subscribe to my channel, I will send you some of my channel stickers, and all you got to do is DM me in my Instagram page. It's also called Randy T-Bird, with a mailing address, and I will get those out to you this week. So anybody that subscribes between now and next week gets a sticker in the mail. So that's about what I can do right now. I'm not one of those channels that has sponsors that can give away stuff. So I'm just a working class stiff like the rest of you guys and girls out there. And you all stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember the offer. And I'll talk to you again.